Namaste and Suprabhat to all of you. Very, very happy to host this webinar on Indian textiles on behalf of Indic Academy. And it's a huge pleasure and it's a huge honor. It's a subject that really, really matters to me. I will request now Shri Harikiran Vadlamani, founder of Indic Academy, to give a brief introduction about Indic Academy, what are the goals and objectives of Indic Academy, and then we can start with the first lecture, that is a keynote address by Srimati Sonal Mansingji, Padma Vibhushan, and member of Rajya Sabha. Hariji, over to you.
Sri Guru Namaha. Thank you very much, Shefali, for wanting to curate and host this wonderful webinar. Really grateful to you. For those of you who don't know, Shefali is an important member of Indic Academy's core group. Apart from the work that she does, which she's very famous for, she's very deeply passionate about textiles and temples. And this is, so you can see that in a way that she has two personalities. So one personality is focused on what you see on Twitter, social media, and one on her work towards textiles and temples. I'm very happy to announce that she's a research fellow at Indic Academy, and she will be now producing in 1 year's time, at least that's what she promised, a book on textiles and temples. And we are very, very fortunate and we're looking forward to publishing this book. So thank you very much for accepting to be a research fellow for publishing these two books, Shefali, and I'm very happy to make this announcement at this webinar. Indic Academy is a non-traditional university in quotes, for traditional and indigenous knowledge. When we say university, non-traditional university, we mean in a way that we are into education, but we are into multiple ways in providing that education and across genres and across segments. So it could be a 60-year retired government official, it could be a housewife, it could be a young child, and it could be a public intellectual. So it is across genres. And we not only look at just simply courses, but we also look at research, we look at publications, we look at grants, we look at incubating platforms. So we have a wide variety of various aspects that we are involved in. At a broad level, we are seeking to preserve, protect, and promote our Indic civilizational thought. That is what we are trying to do. And we have a multi-dimensional strategy in the sense that we are not focused on one aspect of it. We're focused across the spectrum. So we are looking at intellectual, we're looking at cultural, and we're looking at spiritual. Currently, we are hosting a month-long festival on oneness based on Adi Shankara's Advaita Vedanta. So we look at the spiritual aspect, we look at the cultural aspect. In terms of cultural, we have a center for soft power where we are promoting our arts and culture. And on the intellectual side, we do a number of things with our scholars. Last month, we had a webinar with Baba Gangadhara. Last week, we had a webinar on indigenous environmentalism. So we cover the entire aspect. The other thing that we try to do is we look at across the time horizons. So we look at the immediacy, we look at medium term, and we look at long term. So that's the kind of a multi-dimensional work that we are doing at Indic Academy. And more of that you can see at our website and follow our various handles. We have various verticals that we are looking at. Specific to the webinar today, our Center for Soft Power is focused on creating this awareness on our culture. We're also setting up a trade body to nurture entrepreneurs called NICE. We are just in the process of launching it. It's called Network of Indian Cultural Enterprises. So soon you will be hearing us looking at nurturing entrepreneurs in this space, in the textile space itself, we'll be looking at nurturing entrepreneurship, so that textiles is one of the largest, probably the largest export of India. And world over, there's a huge demand for Indian textiles and preserving our Indian textile traditions. So we would be looking at nurturing entrepreneurship in this space. So with that, I hand over to Shefali for taking this webinar forward. And I'm very happy that Padma Vibhushan Sonali Mansingh ji is speaking here at the inaugural. She's giving the keynote address. She's a very dear patron. She's a dear advisor, mentor to us. And I welcome her with pranams. Thank you, Shefali. Over to you.
Sonalji's camera and the mic. Sriniji?
Yeah.
Sonalji's camera and mic, please. I can't see Sonalji.
Actually, she has to unmute herself.
Okay, 1 second. I can't see even her camera.
Yeah.
1 second. Namaste, Sonalji.
Namaste.
It is indeed a great pleasure for me, and I thank you from my heart for accepting this invite. Can you hear me?
I think you can increase the volume there. It's coming very faint.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you here, and you're looking like a goddess as always. And I'm really looking forward to your session. It's my pleasure to introduce you today. Not that you need any introduction, but I'll use the title from your biography, Hindi biography, where you were described as Devapriya, beloved of the gods. Dr. Sonal Mansingh was nominated by the President of India to Rajya Sabha, the upper house of Indian Parliament, in July 2018, in recognition of her lifelong dedication and service to India's arts. She is the recipient of Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan from the President of India. Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, nominated her as a Navaratna, as one of the 9 icons for Swachh Bharat Mission, which is the Clean India Mission. Her contribution has been her lifelong work to Indian arts and traditions, using her knowledge to address socio-cultural issues through her chosen medium of classical dance as a soloist, teacher, Kalaguru, choreographer, and motivational speaker. As a founder president of Sri Kamakhya Kalapeeth, which is the Center for Indian Classical Arts, which was established in 1977 in Delhi, she has trained hundreds of talented students who are carrying the message of Indian culture globally. She teaches the art as a holistic concept, combining music, yoga, Sanskrit, and cultural traditions of India. Sonalji is a cultural icon. She's a Kalaguru, and her passion for hand-woven textiles and her deep study about textiles and the cultural traditions, spiritual traditions of India is formidable, and I have always wanted her to give this talk about how textiles and our spiritual traditions combine, how our textiles are not just about fashion, but they have a deeper story, and how they're deeply embedded into the soul of India. And I couldn't think of a better person than Dr. Sonal Mansingh to give this talk. So over to you, ma'am.
Namaskar. Pranam. What shall I say, Shefali, my dear? You have you have thrown a challenge. a very affectionate challenge, which made me sit up and rethink and revisit so many concepts which we take for granted. So I thank you that you have pulled me once again into the larger field of cultural traditions, which include all. And this is the beauty of our great Bharatavarsha, that all traditions merge, submerge, and again interlink. And unless we understand, comprehend, respect these various traditions, these various arts, I don't think it is possible even to have a small glimpse of what this country is about. So I shall begin first, as we always do, with a prayer to Lambodara. Lamba Udara, Bhuja Vishal, Kara Trishula, Chandra Bhal, So Hata Gal, Pushpa Mal, Rakta Vasana Dhare, Prathama Sumara, Shri Ganesha. So my pranams to Prathamesh Ganesh, who wears the Rakta Vasana. And now I will launch into my little presentation, Shefali.
Yeah.
I thought I would first use the word Akruti. Akruti. Because the textiles are meant to cover something, as drapes or as a tablecloth, as a curtain, as a sari, as a veshti or whatever. Textiles are not meaningless or purposeless in our traditions. That's what I thought. So my first word that came to me was Akruti. And for the Akruti, the human, the words that are Deha, Sharira, Vapu, Tanu. Now, Tanu is again from the word Tan, to pull, to stretch. The body is stretched from Nabhi upwards and Nabhi downwards, and from Nabhi on both sides. And that is what the Akriti becomes. Now, this is the body, the human body. Then I thought that so ingrained is the idea in our philosophy of Akara, Akriti, Akara, Nirakara and Sakara. That abstraction becomes Sakara, acquires a form. And then the Nirguna becomes Saguna, where it acquires attributes. And with attributes, I don't only mean ayudhas, astras, shastras, but also colors, fragrance, everything, taste. So I begin from here. Now, the Akriti, I can't see Shefali, what happened? Her hand. I want to see you, Shefali. Why did you put the hand? Ah, okay. So, in this Ganesh Vandana that I just recited, Rakta Vasana Dhare. Vasana is one of the words used for cloth. My one problem, Shefali, is that the word textile is a generic, is a general word. Whereas in our bhasha, Sanskrit, Hindi, whatever, but I take Sanskrit. It's very difficult. What do you say for textile? Nothing. You can't say kapda. Abhi kapda mantralay hai. It sounds so funny. But there are various categories of textiles. I would like to read them out first.
Please.
So Rakta Vasana, the word Vasana. Vasa achadane vastram. Vas achadane iti vastram. That which covers the body, with which you can cover something. Jisse kuch dhaka jaye. Simply vastra. Like we use angavastra. The word angavastra, covering any one of the, usually across the shoulder. Okay. Now, another question that arose in my mind, that does any cloth, woven or knitted, is textile? So I don't want to use the word textile anymore. Shefali, if you don't mind, it is understood. I will just launch into our own terminology, which will make it very clear. All right. Now, the categories, a few of them, which I could sort of collect very quickly. Vasaha. As in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says about Mrityu. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya. Yes? So, Vasaha. That is not particularly suti or cotton, but simply the cloth. Like something you have worn that is discarded. Then there is shani. Shani is what we call jute. Gujarati, which is my mother tongue, we still call it shana. And here, I'm sorry, I just found, going through my few sarees that I've kept for my summer wear, my mother's old, can this be shown? Yeah?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Jute saree. Can you imagine? This is jute.
Wow.
And this must be at least 55, 60 years old.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is indeed. Worn by
And
my mother. Sorry?
It's so fine. The textile is so fine.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, Shani. Then Shauma. Shauma is a silken cloth. And usually used for, like in Devi, for Devi and for our gods. Shaumam, she's, her hip downwards, she's covered in the silken garment. Then there is Ajinani. Ajinani, Ajina meaning the charma, the leather, the skin of any animal. And for Shiva, we use Vyagra Charma, Mriga Charma, that is Ajina. Did you know that from the kusha grass, kusha grass, kusha jo hai na, usse bhi kapda banta hai. I mean, our ancestors did not leave anything alone. They used every possible thing. For example, I'll come to this. कुश घास का वस्त्र जो बनता है उसको कहते हैं कौशेय. कुश घास का वस्त्र कौशेय. अब वृक्ष की छाल, the trunk of the tree and the chal, skin of the trunk of the tree, उससे जो बनता है उसको कहते हैं वलकल. And this is what Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman were supposed to have worn when they left for their Vanavas, Valkal. Kya baat hai? Amazing. These are just a few examples. There are many more. Then Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in the second adhyay, says हल्दी से रंगे हुए पीले वस्त्र का वर्णन है. हल्दी से रंगे हुए. Today haldi is very much the topical thing, you know, especially that Indians use haldi, so their what is Sahan Shakti's, what is it called, whatever, Mahara Janam Vaso. Mahara is haldi. Mahara is haldi. Usse jo vas kapde ko ranga gaya, that is that. Another one, Yatha Pandavavikam Pundarika. Pandavavikam, that comes from Pundarika, the white lotus. But here it is in the meaning is white wool, W-O-O-L, Safed Un. That can, then there is Ahata Vastra. Ahata, Hata meaning जो उसको हाथ नहीं पड़ा है, Ahata, नया वस्त्र. जिसको ग्रामीण भाषा में कहते हैं कोरा वस्त्र. And this is usually, of course, we have to have the cloth kora ahata for all our pujas, for any pratishtha, and even for the kumari bhoja, you know that. So ahata vastra, because it is shuddha. Then there is ishadhautam navam shvetam yanna dharitam. नए कपड़े पर पानी के छींटे, ईशद धौतम. धौता का मतलब यहाँ पे धोना नहीं, छींटे. Again, one step forward from the kora, from the ahata. अमर कोश में कपड़े के लिए जो पर्यायवाची शब्द कुछ हैं, उसको मैंने नोट किए हैं. वस्त्रम, आच्छादनम, वासह, चेलम, वसनम, amshukam. So that which is not just a simple vastra, normal vastra, but जो सुशोभित करता है, जो शोभन है, शोभा देता है, उसको कहते हैं शोभन वस्त्र. And the Sanskrit word in Amarakosha is suchelaka. Su lagne se chela becomes beautiful. Suchelaka. Another word is pattaha. हम कहते हैं patta sari, meaning the thick double weave silk normally. जैसे Barhampuri pata, you know that. The Barhampuri pata is the double silk and is thick. So patta. Then पालकी या palanquin या किसी चीज पे जो एक डाल देते हैं वस्त्र, उसको कहते हैं निचोल. It's mind boggling, you know. और प्रच्छद पट, ढकने वाला, जो which hides you. And the little pankti came to me in the Gita Govinda, my favorite text. The Sakhi is encouraging Radha not to delay going to Krishna. She says, hurry up, you manda gamini, jaldi kar. And now the nightfall is here. She says, chala sakhi kunjam satimira punjam shilaya neela nicholam. That which will completely hide you, and the dark blue nichola odke chalo, kyunki satimira punjam, all the kunjavana is now dark with the night. How beautiful. I think we've become so unromantic now. We've become unromantic. Huh? हम लोग गाड़ी का पूरा वो डाल के चले जाते हैं मिलने. But I have to tell you, Shefali, whoever is listening in your webinar, I don't care. As you know, I don't care. I have gone very quietly. I have been an Abhisarika many times. And without the headlights or without parking lights of that car, I have driven out quietly and reached somewhere.
Beautiful.
So it is. So the Neela Nichola is not only for the body, it is also to hide yourself. All right. Now, before going on to the weaves and motifs which you love and which I love, few of the flowers, Phul Prakriti, from which natural colors are extracted. I would request Srinivasan ji to show the PDF. And कहाँ है? मुझे नहीं दिख रहा.
एक minute, I'll just ask you.
Yeah, because I have to say the names. I thought I'll see them and
Yeah.
say the names. Dikhao, you
Yeah,
have
just
that?
give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, not this. Hello, no, not sari. The flowers. Hello. What is he doing?
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second, Sonal.
Show na.
1 second, 1 second.
Okay, okay, no problem. So what I was saying is that
Sonal,
we are.
when you were quoting Geeta Govinda, I actually had goose pimples.
Oh,
It
say.
was
No, Shefali, save your goose pimples for much more, okay? There is going to be more. But show, please. Not sari, flowers. Yeah. First, I'll show you here. Can you see? Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah, first is the marigold, genda. And it is always used also as toran and for all Shubha Karma, for all ceremonies. And the beautiful yellow of various hues is extracted from here. And you know, the beauty is that the flowers also give a particular fragrance. मैंने ये experiment खुद किया है. Second one is the Parijata. The Parijata. Your name Shefali is not Parijat. Your Shefali is, I think, Bakula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Parijat.
It's Parijat, Shefali. Okay. And here they call Har Singar. Okay. Now I've done with the, we go to next one, second one. Second one, that's done. Parijat, second. Srinivasan, second. Take it. Yeah, this one. Yeah. And Parijata is also the Kalpa Vriksha that came out of Samudra Manthana, Amrita Manthana. And this is one of the 14 Ratnas. And it is so delicate with the orange stem and the white pankhudis, petals, and a fantastic aroma fragrance. It is dear to Narayana. It is dear to Lakshmi. And we offer it. We also make a garland. I have to tell you a little story about Parijata, my own lifetime experience. That when I was in C304 Defense Colony, rented apartment, never mind, I brought a little Parijata plant and I planted it in the driveway. And then I used to mix milk and water it. और मैं हमेशा वो छायायाम पारिजातस्य हेम सिंहासनोपरि आसीनमम्बुदश्याममायताक्षबलंकृतं चंद्राननं चतुर्बाहुं श्रीवत्सांकितवक्षसं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं कृष्णमाश्रये. This shlok I used to recite. You won't believe it, the Parijata grew so fast and started giving flowers even before the season. So when the Purushottam Goswami from Vrindavan, he was coming, he used to visit me, and he couldn't believe his eyes. He said, because they're constant falling, subah utha liya, sham ko utha liya, फिर भी मैंने कहा ये चमत्कार नहीं है, ये आशीर्वाद है रुक्मिणी सत्यभामा सहित कृष्ण नारायण का. So Parijat is a divine flower like all other flowers, but this is from the next one please. Next. Jaba kusuma, no, jaba, hibiscus. Srinivasan, please.
Before.
Yes. Jaba kusuma sankasham kashyapeyam mahadyutim tamorim sarva papagnam pranatosmi divakaram. So Jaba is the dear flower to Devi, to Ganesh, and to Surya. And you can see it is not only used for color, of course, but they say that the sharbat made of the flower, the shampoo made out of the leaves. So that all these plants, you know, it's not just the flower, but the entire plant. And therefore, nature has given us so much. Anyway, next one. Next, please. Yes. This is the Amra Manjari. Oh my God, it's all my 5 Amra Vrikshas in the garden now. And looks so beautiful. The mango flowers before the little fruits come. And even the shape is beautiful, the fragrance is maddening, and a beautiful light color is extracted. Next. Next. Next, please. Yeah. This is the Kesar, Kashmir. You know, the word in Sanskrit is Kashmir. So one of the titles, adjectives of Devi is Kashmira Garu Asita. The paste of Kesar and Agaru, Harichandan. And she is Sugandhit from that. And this, you know, the color is extracted. Next. Next, please. Yeah. Pomegranate, anar, dadimba, and another beautiful color is taken from here. And dadimba is also used, the chal for ghisne ke liye, and the dana, everything is so useful and a beautiful color. Rakta vardhanam, pushti vardhanam, urja vardhanam. So dadimba and dadima kusuma prabha, like the anar ke dane ke jaise daant bolte hain. So dadimba flower. Next. Yeah, this is harade, harad jisko kehte hain, and it's kadwa, but triphala mein harada, behada, and amla. So harade gives a beautiful, I think, light brown, deep brown, whatever color. The degrees vary according to the need of the weaver. Next. There's one more. It's done? Okay. Please bring Shefali back on the screen. Yeah, I need that contact with her. So these were some of the flowers among many. And I thought that how other countries may not have realized the richness that nature has endowed us with. So our inner contact, the deepest contact with Prakriti. So the landscape, the vegetation, and the climate, they all matter not only in the colors, in the weaves, but also in the motifs, and also in the length and breadth of the cloth. You know, in the Pahadi ilakas, mountainous areas, in Nilgiris or in Arunachal or in the Uttarakhand, they can't wear full saris in the mountains. So there are short ones and there are thick ones because they cover in winter also. The sari is so beautiful, you know, the unstitched sari. And vegetation, it provides the material, the colors from whatever they see. And nature gives in plenty. You know, Shefali, that our people were not, and I hope even not now, so callous to just pluck things. They would respectfully request the plant or the tree first, and then at appropriate time, they would just pluck whatever was needed, not empty out. And this is something I find so beautiful, which is missing nowadays. So this also we have to keep in mind, that you talk of spirituality, you talk of tradition, in every little karya, in every little karma, in every step of the process, there is that spirituality, that thought about something beyond what you see actually. Okay. Yeah, now I come to the word unstitched cloth. इसके लिए मुझे शब्द नहीं अभी तक मिला है, किसी को मिला हो तो बता देना, मैंने 2-3 विद्वानों से भी पूछा. तो unstitched का मतलब है that a cloth which has not been stitched with sui dhaga, needle, no metal, no nothing has touched it. And somebody told me that in Jyotish Shastra, they say that the touch of the needle, sui, brings on evil influences of Rahu and Shani. Therefore, the unstitched cloth for all the pujas, all the Shubhakarya, even when they go to Makkah for the Hajj, in Islam, they also wear unstitched cloth. So unstitched cloth has a huge significance. Another thing I feel is that it doesn't bind your body. It does not bind. It gives space to as much stretch you want to. You can stretch it either way, or you can just tuck it in. It does not, you are not fitted into it, but the cloth is fitted to your body. The body is not fitted into the cloth. I think there is a big difference, because when you have now the blouse, अच्छा ये tight नहीं हुआ, ये बहुत ढीला है, ये है, वो है, कुछ नहीं. How you tuck in your dhoti, how you tuck in your sari, how you tuck in your veshti, how you tuck in your angavastra, katibandha, it's up to you. And that gives shape to your akruti. It gives you akara. Okay. I was just, Shefali, you put me in such a situation that I just went mad. I went crazy thinking about. Okay. In India, the parampara traditions for all auspicious occasions. तो मैंने देखा कि आपने जब अपने 2 पुत्रों का उपनयन संस्कार किया, right? And you sent me photographs and also a little video clip. You were wearing Navabari.
Yeah.
You were wearing your full Kashta Navabari Maharashtrian sari, your, I think, Paithani maybe.
Yeah.
Paithani thi, na? Yeah, beautiful Paithani. Yeah. And your sons were wearing the short dhoti as befits a batu, the newly, and your husband was wearing also veshti, I think. So, आप लोगों ने परंपरा का पूरा पालन किया. And today, if the families, Indian Hindu families, do not understand the significance of the ritual of Upanayana, the samskara, among the Shodasha samskara, Upanayana is the rebirth, the second birth. First birth is the mother, second birth with the guru, who is the Jnana Guru, and he opens your eyes as a new birth, newborn. How many things are linked together? So again, I say traditions all point to the same direction, that the spirit has to be awakened, the spirit has to be known, the spirit has to be introduced, the soul has to speak. And all the traditions point towards that only. Therefore, the outer avaranas have to be beautiful, have to be shuddha, have to be clean. And I'm not saying that everyone should wear, all the time, patta, silka and all that. No. Whatever you wear has to be beautiful, simple, elegant, well draped, and well planned. What you want to wear, where and why and when. So I totally discard this TV serial, Bollywood, Georgettes, and I mean, whether they wear it or not, it's the same. But still, all this horrible, horrible material, which does not allow your body pores, the skin pores to breathe. We don't understand that. Our climate demands that our body, the skin should be open. Sorry, that was the skin should be open. And I believe in Kerala, you know, where they used to wear mostly white cotton, because deep south, they started wearing the nylons and whatnot, the polyesters and all. And the cases of skin cancer jumped. So this is another thing about textiles, that now we are speaking only about hand-woven textiles, vastra, and that which is appropriate to the climate and weather of that particular landscape. All right. So I have now to go to, yeah, I cannot resist myself, Shefali, you will forgive me, and so will your viewers today. I have to make a very caustic comment. Caustic, and I will make it because this is the opportunity, and I never lose opportunity to point out the abnormality and anomalies which have crept in. The Indian man, the Purusha, especially in North India, and the modern contemporary people, whether they are old, middle-aged, young, have taken largely to wearing trousers and jeans which do not fit the Indian male body. They are invented according to the male bodies of USA, Europe, which are different. Their bone structure is different. The climate is different. Another thing, they've given up. They don't even know how to wear dhoti. They say, oh my God, so now you have ready-made dhotis. You have ready-made saris. I mean, what? Where have we descended to? And what is the bravado, the bravery in saying, oh, I don't know how to wear sari. Oh, I don't know how to drape a dhoti. I think it's shameful. Lajja aani chahiye aisa bolne mein. Lajja aani chahiye. You're right. And then Shefali, one point more. The men may please note it, that with these tight trousers and jeans and shirts tucked in, and tummies jutting out, they sit in front of ladies, sit with, you know, knees out. It is least I can use the word, if not vulgar and obscene, it is unacceptable and it is shameful. You can understand? Can you picture? Can you see the image?
Yes.
Why? Why must the women suffer these unbecoming images directly at their home? And we don't even mind it. We don't say anything. Why? Okay. So as important it is to understand the sacredness and the traditions and the spirituality, it is also important to understand at the same time that in our daily vyahavar, how far we have gone away from what I would call etiquettes, good manners, and respecting the other. Okay? Well,
true, and I'm glad you spoke about this.
I always speak, you know, I'm called a very outspoken, and I'm outspoken. Why not? Somebody has to say it. I don't believe in beating around the bush, okay? Unless the bush has some purpose, I don't beat around the bush. Humor is another thing we have to cultivate, Shefali. Yeah. I think people have become more and more humorless. There are these slapstick jokes and all that, but nothing that is wit, you know, what I call wit. Anyway, I shall go forward now. And textile would translate into all that is enjoined by tradition for comfort, dignity, and a sense of respecting the sacred. The body is sacred. Paryavarana is sacred. Vatavarana is sacred. Avarana is sacred. We begin from the sacred. And therefore, I want to quote, I mean, I wrote this sentence, it just came to me, that there is a leap, a quantum leap between the mundane and the sacred. A quantum leap. It's no good just saying sacred, sacred. And I was confronted by a young perky lady in Bhopal at the Lok Manthan conference. And when I was speaking about something like this, she said, oh yeah, but you know, nobody should force me to wear something. I can go as I like to the temple, why can't I? I said, yeah, you can. You can wear a bikini and sit for your wedding. Why don't you? Did you? Will you? And she shut up. So the Auchitya. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
I remember she asked you, and you said, if you have the spiritual capital of Akka Mahadevi, you can go to the temple without wearing anything. But she had that spiritual authority.
Yeah. But I also said bikini, sit for your wedding vivaha with the bikini.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were there, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So my simple answer I have given, and now I come to the mundane and the sacred. Okay. I come to something which has grasped me for a long time. For us Indians, woven cloth is sacred. Why? Not machine-made. Machine-made cloth is not sacred. Woven cloth is sacred, like for the Egyptians, Mesopotamians, Sumerians, Mayans, and all these ancient civilizations. What is a cloth made of? Tana Bana. Tana Bana. So I took off from here. And I said, okay, in English we say warp and weft. Tana Bana. Is it also time and space? The time between the next movement, time and space. They are creating that within the Tana Bana. And gross and subtle, the polarities are there. Tana Bana is never the same. Shiva and Shakti, I would call them. I said Sthula and Sukshma. Because what is Sthula becomes Sukshma. And therefore, matter and energy. The matter is there, but it translates into energy with every stroke, every movement. And when cloth is finished, from the Dvaitas of these polarities, it becomes Advaita, one. Yeah?
Beautiful. Can I clap?
I'm a crazy person, and you know that. So I don't know. Ma just speaks in my head, goes round and round and round and round.
This is beautiful.
But humans can't live with Advaita alone, Shefali. The cosmic play, the Leela has to go on. This is another thought. From Nirakara to Sakara, from Nirguna to Saguna, therefore, that we can grasp, we can understand. And therefore, from Advaita to Dvaita again, when your body, उसको धारण करता है, तो शरीर और वस्त्र दो. अद्वैत हो गया वस्त्र, लेकिन जब आपने धारण किया तो दो हो गए, एक से दो हो गए, है ना? तो लीला चलती है. Then I said the colors and decorative motifs क्यों करते हैं? I thought it is to celebrate this very leela, from Dvaita to Advaita, Advaita to Dvaita. This is the Leela, to celebrate this play. And to embellish this achadana, which will enhance the akruti. It becomes saguna, sakara, and therefore full of beauty. And so I just put out the colors that I love. But why those colors appear again and again in the spiritual realm, in the sacred realm of the sacred and in tradition? Red, orange, yellow, saffron, golden, maroon, arakka it's called. This is all my arakka and saffron. Why? These are colors of the sun, Surya, of energy, of evolution, of light, of prakasha, and of jnana. These are the colors. Green is of nature, prakriti. And therefore, Mahavidya Devi Matangi, she has the parrot. She is the Leela Shukapriye. Leela Shukapriye, the Shuka ki Leela is the Sanketika parrot, which denotes the Leela, cosmic Leela. And Matangi holds that parrot on her shoulder or in the hand. The green and white of the colorless space. White of the colorless space. These are the kind of colors that are used mostly. Now, today, black has become the fashion. Those who believe in fashion, those who attend the Milan and Rome and Paris, now, of course, they will not have fashion shows. And the evening cocktail dresses, you'll see a lot of that on the page 3 whenever they occur. Black nishedh hai. Why? Black denotes ignorance, avidya. Black is death. Black is the night. And black is the unknown. So black का निषेध है. शुभ कार्यों में, हमारे ट्रेडिशन में, sacred उसमें नहीं पहनते हैं. Some of the popular motifs that I would like to read out. These motifs have been there for thousands of years. Mohenjo-daro में भी थे, हरप्पा में थे, सरस्वती सभ्यता में भी मिले हैं और आज तक हैं. Because these are what we see everywhere around us. Today we see, unfortunately, we see television, we see the mobile phone, we see the computer, we see the YouTube. But open your eyes, as I tell my students, I tell my friends, even when I'm driving, you know, I'm self-driving all these years. Even when I'm driving, I'm looking at the plants, the trees, the flowers, amaltas, the golden chandeliers, the gulmohar, the cassia, the jamli tree. Kya kya hai? And my students who are sitting, they say, but Guruji, how do you see you are driving and you're pointing out to us? I said, your eyes are only on the road, darling. I'm driving. You look around. See how many shades of green are there. In the Amazonas of Brazil, the land of the Amazon River, the native tribes, they say, have 500 words in their native lingo for only the color green. Baba. And we can't differentiate between orange and maroon. Ayo, where have we come? Really? Anyway, so the motives, some of the motives, Rudraksha, Kumbha, Shikhara, Mandira, Dhvaja, Torana, Swastika, Surya, Om. I'm especially pulled out the sari for you, Shefali. Om. Can you see that? Om. This is a Maheshwari, old Maheshwari, on which Om has been printed and outlined. Very old one. I don't wear it very often. It's only for you I've pulled it out. Okay, Surya, Om, Shankha, Chakra, Trishula. These are some of the. Then among the birds, Mayura, the peacock, Hamsa, Shuka, the parrot, Mayura Picha. Huh? Among the animals, Simha, Hasti, Matsya, fish, Makara, Vyali and Yali. Among the Akritis, Surasundaris, and the Vajintras, like the Veena, the Venu, the Manjira. These are also, you see very often in the old. And then entire episodes from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavat are woven into, like in Balucher sarees. The pallus are full of that.
Yes.
Amazing. So these are some of the akritis. Then some of the prakriti. Vriksha, Lata, Pushpa, Amrafala, Paisley, the mango, of course, and Kalpa Vriksha,
Tree of life.
Padma, ityadi. Now all these and many more, the Gandabherunda, the two-faced eagle, Jaya Vijay, Gandabherunda, these are some of the motifs which are eternal. Each of these traditionally are individually put together or individually used or put together, and they emanate energies which define moments when one is in touch with them. When you wear them, those energies fill you. Let's not say that it's only the cloth. When I'm wearing this, the Omkara is going through my pores. It is. Then I have said that there is a PDF of my sarees. So Srinivasanji, will you please go to that? And Shefali, the first one.
That makes me like a child in a toy store. God, those sarees are so beautiful.
They are those which remained. Otherwise in Delhi, we have to shift from cotton to silk.
Yes.
And these are some which remained here. And I was just looking at them for you yesterday. And I said, there are many more here. But anyway, when you come, I shall display. So
Please,
have
I'm
you,
so looking forward to it.
Srinivasan, have you shown the sarees, please? So a quick glance at some of my sarees which escaped being respectfully put away for summer. And the vibrancy, beauty, energy. Now this is an old Oriya saree from Orissa. And you can see the imagination of the weavers. They are not just old-fashioned. Let's not accuse them. They are very modern. There is an aeroplane there. Can you see that aeroplane?
Yes.
And show the second one, please. The landscape. No, the landscape, sunset. Where is it?
Next one,
Ayo.
please. Next
Where is the
one.
sunset? You didn't show the sunset.
Previous one, Srinivasji.
Yeah.
This.
Okay.
But can you increase, see? Can you raise? Yeah, this one.
Yeah. So see the lake, the mountains, the sunset, the elephants, vegetation, and above that he has clouds and the aeroplane.
Yeah.
And this sari just took my breath away. It is a very old one. I preserved it, Next one, please. Ho gaya? Aage chaliye. Next one. Ho gaya. This is finished. Yeah. Yeah.
This one.
Go up. Yeah. Go up. Go up. Up. Yeah.
Just increase the screen. Show the border, Srinivas. Yeah.
This. Yeah. Okay. This is, of course, you recognize.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yes, it's a Kanchipuram.
See the Simha.
Yeah.
See the Simha here. and a very intricate. It's not Kanchipuram, my dear. It is from your area, Maharashtra.
Really?
Yes, it is Maharashtra.
Oh, wow.
Very old. This is at least 60 years old. 60. 60.
My friend Anaga would be very interested in seeing this design because I've not seen these lions in recent years anywhere, these kind of lions.
Well, the lioness has the lion, okay? Next. Next. Chalo, next. Yeah. Yeah, that. Now this is a very old temple sari from Mysore. Show niche karo usko, show the border, the purple border. Yeah, the purple border and the checks. And now you please go to the next one. Iska pallu. I've done Ganda Bherunda. There is a Ganda Bherunda, separate one.
Next one. There's just the
No.
Ganda Bherunda. Next one, please.
Ye
Yeah,
nahi hai. This one? Can you see the Ganda Bherunda?
This one.
This one, yeah. See the two-faced. Ulta kar diya isko. Niche karo, please. Niche karo. Niche. Take it down. Lower it. Lower this Ganda Bherunda. Yo, Bhagwati.
The one before this. The one before this, Srinivas ji. It's the image has come ulta. The one before this one.
Ayo,
This
why is it ulta?
The pink one. Just show the pink one.
This. Okay,
Yeah,
unfortunately, this is ulta ho gaya. Kaise ulta ho gaya? I don't know. This is Ganda Bherunda, the two-faced eagle. That is the royal emblem of Mysore royal family. And this is all woven in that temple sari. Next, the orange one now. Next, please. Next. Yeah. Okay. So, Bhagyavati Bhava. Can you read that?
Yes.
In the pallu. This is also from your place.
This is from Maharashtra.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And this was one of these. This and the other one were my Dahej mein mujhe meri maa ne diya tha 1965. But they are older than that. Okay.
They're beautiful.
चलिए आगे चलिए next नहीं हाँ नहीं इसका border दिखाइए please पहले भगवती take it down कहाँ है see this is the one ये दिखाना पहले
No,
नहीं what are you हो गई हो
this one, yes. Just here.
Not
now.
this one, please. No, the green.
The one above. This one. Just stop there, Srini ji.
नीचे हाँ इसका border दिखाओ ना body दिखाइए please.
Just stop. Just stop, Srini ji.
Okay, he didn't show this. He didn't show this with the orange border. Can you see this, Shefali?
Yes.
See the orange
It's the
border.
same one.
Yeah, but the border is so beautiful, vibrant. These are the two colors. One is the ripe mango and one is the kacha mango. That is the significance, and the mango in the pallu. Okay. Chaliye, next. Okay, next. This is a modern contemporary Odia painted sari, patta chitras that has been adopted here in the pallu, and you can see how beautiful it is. There's a peacock and the gopis and the Vasanta Ritu and the swing and all that. Okay.
This is a Rojo festival of Odisha. I mean, are they trying to show Rojo?
Could be. You are right, Raja. Yes. Didn't occur to me. Thank you. Yes. Next. Yeah, this is a very old sari I picked up from some exhibition, and the one and only where Kanchipuram pe Bandhani, Gujarat Bandhani. And there's the Mehendi, Mehendi green. Very rarely you see a beautiful Mehendi green, and the very, very, very mute colors. And उसमें रुद्राक्ष border है, दिख नहीं रहा है यहाँ पे. Next, please. Next up, yeah. This is a Kutch Bandhani, leaf green color hai. And what I was saying, the toranas and the Amra, Dali, Lata, Pushpa, they are all here. Okay, next. Yeah, this is of course the Gujarat Patan Patola. Patannu Patolu Fate Pan Fite Nahi. It would tear, but the color would never go. And yeah, only one family or two families in Patan in Gujarat. And this remnants are found in the Saraswati River civilization, Lothal, Dholavira and all. And this is it's a very simple patola. But still I thought, see, now I will come to also the geometrical designs that we see: square, diamond, rectangular, circle, half circle. You can see some of them here. Okay, up. Next. Yeah. Yeah, this is your Kasuti from Dharwad. Old Kasuti. And lovely orange mustard border with zari, the peacocks, and this, I don't know what I would call this, but all the wonderful motifs are there, the geometrical motifs are there. Next, upar kajiye. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is that should have come there.
Yeah.
Chalo. Aage, next. Yeah, this is a Kumbhakonam sari, heavy, and you see the annam, all the hamsas here, and the vriksha. I have taken a separate photograph of the body, which will come. Take it up, please. Yeah, take it up. Yeah, this is called Mail Kanna. Mail is the peacock, Kanna is the eye. This is the peacock eye inside the squares. And this is also a very old motif in South India. Okay, are we done? Is the last one? Okay. Yeah.
No,
there's one. Oh, sorry. Assam. How can I forget Assam? This is the, look at this color. It's a modern sari, but look at that. And the red border and the red pallu. Now, these are all geometrical designs, but also they occur in the household motifs, toran and all that. And this has the Miri, Mishing, the tribal designs. And there are two more. Yeah, this is, of course, the Mekhala, wedding Mekhala, Khachitam. It's Khachitam yane like a jewel, Ratna Jaditam. And you see and these are all very old, auspicious motifs that they use. I think it is also the Vriksha, Kalpa Vriksha motif. And next, yeah, it's a simple, beautiful, I would call it Meghambari. It is a Nilambari Meghambari, that color that is in between Neela and Mayura. But I've got about 60 mekhalas. What to do? I love them. And when I visit Kamakyaji in Assam, I only wear mekhala. When I go abroad, I only wear mekhala. And at some point, they were thinking of declaring me the honorary citizen of Assam. I wish they would. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Is there something more? No. Oh yeah.
There's one.
Oh, this. You see the Simha, the lions.
Yeah. This is the Kalinga lion. Yeah.
Kalinga lion. This is a new sari. I had given them an old one. The old lion was, of course, more vibrant. The new one is still there. And I said, you please make new saris like that. And of course, the pallu is another matter. But the lion has to recur. We have to have the energy of the lion now. Okay. Done? We are done?
Yeah, I think this is the last one.
Good. Thank you. So I'm also coming quick. Yeah. Tell me. What?
Beautiful collection. I'm just awed, blown away.
This is no collection. You come, we'll show you. Anyway. So as I had told you, that reserve your goosebumps. So, yeah. Now I come to a very pertinent point where Vastra, textile, tradition, and spirituality, big word, I was thinking early this morning, and so I wrote it down. When we paridhan jab karte hain, when we wear a cloth, a sari, a vishti, angavastra, katibandha, whatever, hand woven, do we think how many hours, days, weeks, sometimes months were spent prayerfully, and you know that, Shefali. They just don't go and sit on the loom like that. Shuddhikaran, snanam, puja, ityadi, to create such gifts of beauty. The mood of each worker in the process, from the yarn maker to those who dye the yarn in colors and then drying in the sun or in the shade, as the case may be. Preparation for arranging the loom. Puja to the loom before weaving begins, till the cloth is fully woven. Motifs, designs, and the meanings of each intricately interwoven. Offering to the Ishta Devata, deity of the household, and then only bring it out to gift or to sell. Do we ever think of that when we go and just pick up a sari? Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I would urge each one of your viewers today to go a little deeper into themselves and think that for each tana and bana, क्या होता है? शरीर का ताना बाना कैसे बनता है? So कबीर का जो है पद, झीनी झीनी बीनी चदरिया, काहे के ताना काहे के भरनी, कौन तार से बीनी चदरिया, इंगला पिंगला ताना भरनी, सुषमन तार से बीनी चदरिया, आठ कमल दल चरखा डोले, ठोक ठोक कर कीनी चदरिया, साई को सियत मास 10 लागे. We say 9 months, but it's actually 10 months. Sai is Swami, the Lord. तो ये क्या कहते हैं कबीर, and which is the process of the birth of a akriti, akara, from nirguna to saguna, from nirakar to sakar, we become. And that is how this vastra achadana, all this becomes sacred from atha to iti. No less now. Shefali, give me 2 minutes more. I know I have maybe overshot the time. Never mind. You said go. Shrangara, I would like to introduce the word Shrangara. Without that, why do we wear anything? Go naked or just kuch bhi karo. Why do we choose what to wear? Why do we select? Today I'll wear this, tomorrow I'll wear this, in the evening I'll wear this, morning, afternoon, party, marriage, temple, whatever. Shrungara, Shrunga is the peak. So that which denotes the peak of emotions is Shrungara, simply. And Dr. Lokesh Chandra gave me this vyakhya. Because I always ask, I'm a pest for my friends. I don't leave them. I want to know. Shrungara, Alankara. Yeah, but how does the word Shrungara come to Shrunga? And then the title attribute of Lalita Devi, Mahadevi is Shrungara Rasa Sampurna. एक चीज श्रृंगार से भरी हुई है. कर्म भी, आकृति भी, विचार भी, वाणी भी, व्यवहार. श्रृंगार नहीं, श्रृंगार रस नहीं तो नीरसता छा जाती है. मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ. उसके बाद मैंने कहा कि श्रृंगार is felt as a hand woven material drapes your body. उसको फिर होता ही है ना, श्रृंगार है, श्रृंगार भाव. The minute you have a hand woven, there is a shringar. And Shringara Bhakti, color of the textile denotes your Shringara Bhakti. तो मैंने कहा कि कृष्णा भी सारिका, शुक्ला भी सारिका. अभी सारिका जो लवर को मिलने चल पड़ती है. कृष्णा भी सारिका बता दिया, राधा नील निचोला ओढ़ के चली जाओ अंधेरे में. शुक्ला भी सारिका का वर्णन गुरु गोविंद सिंह ने किया है, और वो राग दुर्गा में मैंने सुना था. श्वेत धर सारी वृषभानु की दुलारी. श्वेत धर सारी वृषभानु की दुलारी. क्यों? वाय श्वेत? श्वेत साज धर चली सांवरे की प्रीत काज. चांदनी में राधे मानो चांदनी सी बह गई. राधा गोरी है. श्वेत चंदन, श्वेत मोगरा, श्वेत मोती की माला, श्वेत वस्त्र, और चांदनी खिली हुई है. उस चांदनी में चांदनी जैसी राधा चली जा रही है कृष्ण को मिलने के लिए. ये द्वैत, हाउ ब्यूटिफुल. एंड दैट इज वेयर, जब मिलन होता है तो अद्वैत, फिर राधा कृष्ण, फिर द्वैत. फिर कहाँ कहाँ कितने आते हैं. चंदन चर्चित नील कलेवर पीत वसन वनमाली. पीत वसन, पीतांबरम पद्मनाभम पद्माक्षम पुरुषोत्तमम. तो हमेशा कृष्ण का, विष्णु का, नारायण का पीतांबरम कहते हैं. जबकि बलराम का है बादल जैसा ब्लू धोती, क्योंकि ही इज शेषनाग, पानी का है वो. देन शिव का व्याघ्र चर्म है बेचारे का. हाँ, तो मैंने चर्म का शब्द दिया था पहले, तो शिव का तो व्याघ्र चर्म ही है, और कुछ कहना ही नहीं है, भभूति है. और एक बहुत सुंदर श्लोक था, उसका अर्थ ये था कि किस औचित्य से वस्त्र धारण करना. क्यों? विष्णु का पीतांबर देख के रत्नाकर ने अपनी पुत्री लक्ष्मी दे दी, श्री दे दी, और शिव का व्याघ्र चर्म देखकर हलाहल विष दे दिया. बहुत सुंदर श्लोक है. तो यानी औचित्य, प्रसंग 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 के या. अब आखिर में मैं आती हूँ कि देवी ललिता पराशक्ति अरुणारुण कौसुंभ वस्त्र भास्वत कटी तटी रत्न किंकणिका रम्य रशना दाम भूषिता. महादेवी, महाशक्ति, पराम्बा ललिता देवी कामाख्या रक्त वस्त्र किंशुक अंशुक में आच्छादित है, और रक्त उनका प्रिय रंग है. खून का रंग है, ऊर्जा का रंग है, ज्ञान का रंग है, प्रकाश का रंग है. ऊर्जा ही ऊर्जा, आलोकित होने का रंग है. तो बस मैं अंत में यही प्रार्थना करूंगी शेफाली सबके लिए कि हम सब रंगों में नहाएं, रंगों को बिखेरें. उन रंगों की जो सुगंध जहां से आई, फूलों से, वृक्षों से, बेलियों से, वो सुगंध बिखेरें और उसका सौंदर्य समझें. हमारे अपने तन देह के लिए भी, हमारे मन विचार के लिए भी, अंग शुद्धि के लिए भी, पवित्रता के लिए, शुचिता के लिए, उसके लिए भी, और भगवती के आशीर्वाद बरसते रहें. सुंदर वस्त्रों में बैठ के, शुद्ध वस्त्रों में बैठ के आराधना करें. एक क्षण भी आप उनकी आराधना कर लो, ध्यान कर लो, धन्य हो जाते हैं. कल्याण ही कल्याण है. तो अंत में थैंक यू शेफाली फॉर इंक्लूडिंग मी हियर. कल्याणमस्तु, शुभमस्तु, मंगलमस्तु.
what can I say? I don't have words to say anything after this. It was one of the most beautiful, riveting, wonderful, content-rich talks I have ever heard. And I really have no words, Sonal ji. मैं कुछ बोल ही नहीं सकती इसके आगे. I cannot ask you any questions. I cannot say anything. I'm truly out of words.
मेरा कुछ नहीं है, सब भगवती का है माँ. मेरा कुछ नहीं.
It's beautiful. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका that you accepted to do this, and I'm actually overwhelmed. I'm going to see this talk again and again, and I'm sure that every time I'm going to discover some new things, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some of the comments that have come from the audience, and they are also feeling the same thing. This is not something that you listen to just once. हम सब लोग इसको बार-बार सुनेंगे, and every time we'll hear it, we'll get new things from it. Once again, a huge बहुत धन्यवाद आपको. नमस्ते, प्रणाम.
नमस्ते, प्रणाम, प्रणाम, प्रणाम.
Srini ji, everybody is saying that was an amazing talk. Sonal ji, everybody, every single person who attended this is saying that this is a wonderful talk, and this is something that they will remember forever.